Okay, and I will take control. Screen. Okay, that is my full screen. And that is the last page. So maybe I will exit this for a second. Sorry. First page, full screen. Okay. Hi, I'm Vicki Glancy Cannon, and I am the Council Commissioner for Recharter for Quivira Council. And this is the Rechartering Workshop. So we're going to go through resources, what is Recharter, key points for 2022, what your plan should be as a unit, and a wrap up. And thanks for joining us tonight. These are resources that can help you complete your task. So we have the Quivira Recharter website, online registration from the BSA website for the software. Be your first stop when you have a Recharter question. We can provide reviews, answer questions, but you need to talk to us before you hit submit on your Recharter. And that is the Council Commissioner Gmail account. For those of you that have been around for longer than a few years, know that that was a former district of ours. We've just repurposed the email for the Council Commissioners. So what is a Recharter? Recharter is the annual renewal of the individual memberships of the unit's youth and adult members, and this is conducted by volunteers. The annual renewal of the relationship between the BSA and the chartered organization is the signing of the annual charter agreement. That's conducted by the professional staff. Process as yet to be determined this year for Quivira Council. A quick review of the terminology. As used here, chartered organization means a local organization that wants to use BSA programs for its own outreach. The charter agreement is the legal documentation between the BSA and a chartered partner or organization that wants to use BSA programs. The chartered organization representative is assigned by the chartered organization, and that is the link between the unit or the Scout BSA and the organization. A unit is a pack, troop, crew, ship, a post. The unit leader is the top direct contact leader. So Cub Master, Scout Master, advisor, skipper, or exploring or adventuring advisors. The committee chair is the head of the unit committee and has a registered position called committee chair. Now the unit key three are the units chartered org rep, committee chair, and the unit leader. Within the software, the key three delegate or a core delegate means an already registered adult leader in that unit who is authorized by the key three or the core to act as a key three member or as a core in My.Scouting, which leads you to being able to do the recharter process for the unit. YPT, Youth Protection Training, required from every registered adult leader, and this is taken every 2 years. CBC stands for Criminal Background Check. This is the signed permission form and is required of every registered adult leader. So key points for 2022, what changed? This is a year of opportunities. We have new fees, completely new Internet Rechartering 2.0. It does not resemble anything that has gone before. This is a brave new world or a whole new galaxy we're in. Creating a key three delegate, sorry, I missed the three in there, or a core delegate is something new this year, and changes to how you're going to turn in your charter and common errors. So 2022 changes. The BSA bankruptcy has impacted members and units and chartered organizations, mostly affecting the United Methodist Church. The BSA is replacing Internet Rechartering with a new tool that will be accessed through the advancement program. A higher than normal number of changes to rechartering. Some are permanent, some are temporary. So here are the new membership fees. They went into effect this summer. documentation afterwards on the Quivira Council Rechartering website. You can click on any of this and take you right to that documentation. So Internet Rechartering 2.0 is a complete rewrite to be available TBD to Quivira Council, accessible only through the Internet Advancement 2.0 menu and only to those that are registered as a Key 3 delegate, or a core delegate. If you are not one of those 5 registered types in My.Scouting, you will not see rechartering as a menu pick when you go to Internet Advancement. The best way to submit a youth application is using online applications to submit a paperless application before starting Internet Rechartering. If you go through the online application process, everything is automatically updated to your recharter roster because Internet Rechartering 2.0 is directly tied to the My.Scouting roster that you maintain. So there is a link to the checklist for using online registrations. And up here is a link to the Internet Rechartering 2.0 user guide. There will be 2 stages this year instead of 5: roster preparation and review, and payment and confirmation. So roster preparation now will allow you to attach images of completed applications, background check authorization forms, and YPT certificates. You may only have 1 attachment per member, and units can identify members multiple to your unit, and you can purchase Scout Life for members in the Recharter software. That's pretty much it. That's the only thing it will do. Payment is still being discussed by Quivira Council. We will only have online approval after submission, and only the core or the delegate can sign. So that's new too. Only the core or their core delegate in My.Scouting will be the ones that can sign. And existing members must update their contact information in My.Scouting before starting Recharter. So creating a Key 3 delegate or a core delegate. This is a little picture of what that part of Position Manager looks like. And this is the unit guide to how to change positions for anybody in your unit. And that's also this same link down here. So My.Scouting will permit a delegate to act as if he or she holds a Key 3 position or the core position, including the ability to use Internet Recharter 2.0. This is a very powerful position within My.Scouting. It gives you access to all the personal information for all of the members. So units are strongly encouraged to remove that delegate promptly after your charter is submitted, or to use expiration dates on the delegation. So Recharter turn-in changes. District Recharter turn-ins at roundtables have been eliminated. This is meant to be a totally paperless submission of Recharter paperwork with some exceptions. Within Quivira Council, if you are requesting council or CanCare registration financial aid, you must use the financial aid forms on the Quivira Recharter webpage and choose Pay at Council. And that's the only way that we will be able to reduce the fees you owe based on receiving council financial aid or one of the CanCare health insurers financial aid. And in this past year, we have successfully gotten all 3 CanCare providers to agree to provide Boy Scout registration fee assistance for all of their youth that are registered to a CanCare healthcare account through their Healthy Youth initiatives. So your friendly commissioner team stands ready to assist you, and commissioners can be an extra set of eyes to help you look for errors or answer questions. Units are encouraged but not required to request a commissioner review. The unit review must be conducted while the unit is logged in to Internet Rechartering. We can do this through a virtual Zoom, WebEx, whatever thing, or we can actually be with you in a room and watch you do this. But no one now has the ability to log into Recharter and look at your charter for you. Districts will not accept or keep copies of any Recharter documents submitted electronically to the council registrar. Everything is paperless this year. Common Recharter errors: not updating member information in My.Scouting prior to starting Recharter software process. You cannot do any member information update within the rechartering software. It all has to be done in My.Scouting. So if you are bringing in an application or uploading a picture of an application, the application must be completely filled out. No signatures missing, all of the areas filled out, everything initialed and signed by the appropriate people in the unit or by the partner. And this is links to instructions for filling out applications right here. For adult applications, including anyone aged 18 and older participating as a youth, we need a background check form, a YPT proof, and youth ages 18 to 20 at the time of the charter expiration must register as an adult. They turn 18, it doesn't matter what program they're participating in. As soon as they are adult or turn 18, we have to treat them as an adult. Money issues. If the unit is requesting counsel or CanCare registration financial aid, the unit must choose pay at counsel and not pay online. Another issue with money is not correctly identifying persons that are registered in your unit but are paying registration fees to another unit. These people must be properly coded as multiple registered in your unit. And the unit leader is not trained for position. So that is the top unit leader, the Cub Master, Scout Master, advisors, or skippers. The unit is responsible for checking this requirement. This is not checked by the internet software or the rechartering software. Now, what's the plan to get all this done? We're introducing an easier charter system. Most of us know what needs to be done and when it needs to be done. And now with the changes, we're learning how it needs to be done. So we're focusing less on dates and more on the order that things. So we're going to call that get ready, get set, and get done. To get ready, these tasks are best completed for Quivira Council during the month of December. The unit committee assigns the recharter tasks, including selecting a recharter processor, which must be a Key 3 registered person or their delegate. The unit recharter processor attends training. Congratulations to all of you for attending training tonight, which is why we need your name and the unit you are representing. The unit will complete a membership inventory and make all changes in My.Scouting. You need to contact every member about renewing, especially those you haven't seen lately. And the member or their parent is responsible for updating contact information in My.Scouting. This includes emails, phones, address changes, birth dates for children and adults, anything that is the information included to your personal ID in My.Scouting must be done in My.Scouting. If a member is not renewing, please note the reason. We'll probably be asking for that later. Collect all the registration fees from those renewing. Identify members who are not paying registration fees to your unit. In the recharter software, these members will be coded as multiple in your unit. And right here is a link to how to do transferring and multipling within My.Scouting. There's also a way to do multipling within the recharter software. You're going to obtain any applications you need, along with background checks and youth protection proofs from members not included in your current My.Scouting BSA roster. Online youth applications can eliminate the need for submitting paper applications along with your charter. However, you do, for Quivira Council, need to bring adult paper applications, their background checks, and their proof of youth protection to the council office as soon as possible. Jan is working really hard to get all of those applications put into the system prior to you guys starting the recharter software. You need to confirm that all adults have current youth protection and background checks, and that the top leader has been trained for their position, and get everything, applications, background check, and youth protection proof for youth participating in any way between the ages of 18 and 20. Members whose youth protection will expire before April 30th, 2022 should renew now to avoid YPT expiration before your recharter accepted at the national level. And for us, April 30th is the last date for our council to do any changes before national finishes their acceptance process. Okay, get ready. BSA ID. What is BSA ID and why is it important? For a new member, any member without an existing BSA ID from any council, any district at any time is considered a new member. New youth members will be assessed the additional $25 joining fee. So if your incoming brand new youth can say that they have been in the program before, you do not need to charge them that $25 fee. This will help you reduce the fees that you accept from new families. A primary member is any member that pays registration fees in your unit. And adult members that are contacting you with their proof of youth protection should be using the BSA ID number connected to their youth protection. If you have a proof of YPT and the member is coded as missing YPT in the Recharter software, check the BSA ID number on the proof they gave you. If there is a discrepancy between the two BSA ID numbers, contact Jan at the council office. Registrars have the capability of replacing the member information within the software with the member ID that has YPT connected to it, because we don't want people taking youth protection more than they have to because the BSA IDs got mixed up. Adult partners, this is for PACs dealing with adult partners in lions and tigers. These adults are not registered leaders. They do not pay adult registration fees. They do not sign background check forms. They should be encouraged to take youth protection and to take note of the BSA ID assigned to their login. When you are making an adult partner into a registered leader for any position, member of committee, a DIN leader, an assistant, anything, you need their adult application, their proof of current youth protection, and a signed background check form. And this is where you need to obtain the member ID that they were assigned when they logged in to take youth protection. This will avoid creating duplicate ID numbers for your partners as we turn them into registered adults. That will save our council registrar a lot of time and effort on the back end if you can coordinate this with your adult partners. You need the member BSA ID for these following types of members. By providing an already existing member ID, you will maintain the connection of awards and training to the correct person. If the member has a BSA ID in another council, you must be able to provide the other council name or location so the registrar can find that member and get their information brought over to the Quivira Council. So a multiple person, any member, youth or adult, who pays registration fees in another unit is multiple to you. Any unit that mislabels a member as primary will be assessed the registration fee. This fee cannot be removed nor refunded by the registrar after you hit submit on your charter. Any refund because of overpayment will be coming from the national organization. Registrars will check that the member has paid fees in a unit, and that's within a Quivira Council unit. If they're paying fees in a unit outside of Quivira Council, you must contact Jan. Please identify members that are multiple to your unit before, spelled incorrectly, starting the charter software. A transfer is any member that has a currently active registration in any council, any district. By using transfer application, you prevent charging additional fees to that member. A reactivation is any member that has an expired registration in any council, any district at any time. And you want to use this for someone coming to you that has been a previous member. By using their expired BSA ID, we can still collect any of their advancements or trainings or ranks that they earned under the other BSA ID. And we can reactivate that existing BSA ID. So now we're promotions. We're going to talk promotions. To maintain the member BSA ID link to all youth awards and ranks, these applications must contain the member BSA ID. Any member 18 years or older must register as an adult with a new application, background check, and youth protection. However, PACs to troops. Unit leaders can now transfer PAC members to troops within the Recharter software. This must be coordinated between the Cub Master and the Scout Master, because in our council, January may not be the right time for the PAC to transfer the youth to the troop. Any youth that still needs to earn PAC level awards should not be promoted to a troop on the troop's January charter, because you will turn off PAC advancement in advancement software for that PAC. So if your pack is feeding you arrows of light that do not have all of their Webelos or Arrows of Light awards, you cannot put them on your troop in January. You must wait until the pack is done giving them all of their pack level awards. So now, troop to a crew or an adult leader. This is a person 18 years or older on or before the last day of January. Any troop youth that moves from a troop individual to a crew unit participant or into an adult leadership position must register an adult participant or as an assistant scoutmaster. These are the only two ways to keep a troop person active in a troop. A troop to an adult participant for youth that have an Eagle extension. This is for 18 to 20 years old where they have a council approved Eagle extension. The youth still must register as an adult as a unit participant. At the end of the extension or upon earning their Eagle, the member must register as either an assistant scoutmaster or transfer to a crew as a unit participant in order to stay active in Boy Scouting. So now we have crew members to adult unit participant. Any crew youth that turn 18 to 20 and are still active in their crew will be registered as an adult unit participant. When you have a crew person or a unit participant turning 21, you must register them as an adult leader position in order to keep them active in scouting. They are no longer able to participate in any BSA program once they turn 21. So now in a troop, if you have an assistant scoutmaster and they turn 21, same thing. All assistant scoutmasters that turn 21 must register an adult leader position if they want to continue in scouting. College Scouter Reserve. This position is for ages 18 to 20 who wish to stay registered in their crew, but will not be participating on a weekly basis because they are temporarily living away from home, i.e. have gone away to college. If they want to stay active, they want to come home and go to trappers or want to come home and go to fall or spring camporee, cool, keep them registered and put them down as a College Scouter Reserve since they won't be participating in your crew every week. So get set. These tasks are best done next after you've done all of your My.Scouting updates and you know who is registering as what member level. You need to confirm your unit roster with all the needed electronic attachments using Internet Rechartering 2.0 using step 1. Members with missing documents will have red codes. There are now 2 columns with little circles on them that are coded red or green for yes or no to youth protection and background checks. For Quivira Council, if there is not a current background check code for a registered adult from a previous year, contact the commissioner email to verify that we do have a CBC at the council office before submitting your charter. We may be able to avoid a lot of headache if we can find a paper background check permission from a previous year for that person. We know this was an issue last year, was getting the charter system to accept the background check mark as being yes. So if you have someone that was registered in 2021 or a previous year, email that question to quivira.high.plains and we will go and check the paper copies that we have at the council's office. Now you're going to upload any missing documents. You may only upload 1 attachment per member. If you're uploading more than 1 document, you can create a combined Adobe, Word, PowerPoint, a zip or a compressed file, and then upload the combined item. Changes made in My.Scouting will be shown 24 hours later in Rechartering 2.0 by updating your Recharter roster. And that's available within the Rechartering system, but you must wait 24 hours for any changes made in My.Scouting to show up in the Recharter system. And you must hit update roster or they won't show up. How to request a commissioner review? Contact quivira.high.plains or your district commissioner when you are ready. Complete Internet Rechartering 2.0 step 2 and select your payment method and submit roster with all of your attached documents. And that's only if you are not asking for council or CanCare financial aid. You can pay online. Otherwise, you have to select pay at the office. The core or their core delegate will approve submitted rosters electronically. The unit core or the core delegate must have an active email address in my.scouting. There will not be a physical paper signing process this year. So if you have a core that does not use email, you go and set up a Yahoo or a Gmail or figure out how they're going to get it signed, because they must have an email in my.scouting for this to work. You won't be able to print a paper copy and get it signed any other way. Now, the Greater St. Louis Area Council has been kind enough to allow us to use their 30-minute training video on how to use the software. This is very easy to follow. The software this year is very easy to use and understand, and this is a great video provided by St. Louis, and we have been allowed to use their link for our training. Please go and watch this video before you start using the Internet Rechartering 2.0 software. It will help you through a lot. Now, get done. These tasks must be completed last, which is January for troops and crews and posts, or February for PACs. Registrar will review your submittal for errors and will alert commissioners if there are any found. Commissioners will work with the units to submit additional required documents or to take other such corrective action as required by the council registrar. We must complete all corrections by the last day of either March or April, or the unit will drop the first day of April for troops, crews, and posts, or the first day of May for PACs, regardless of when the error is found or when the unit is notified. That April 1st update or the May 1st update on the national software side will be the last chance that Quivira Council has any changes to make to your roster. After that, you will drop out of advancement, my.scouting, and all of your electronic accesses will be turned off. You must complete, unit will print your new charter and membership cards for presentation after the council registrar completes processing your charter. So all of that has been moved online for the unit to print themselves, as has been the case for the last few years. So who does all of this process? The process will be led by the unit committee, and the recharter process will be assigned by the committee to a registered adult from the unit. The person using Internet Rechartering 2.0 must be the core, the committee chair, the unit leader, or a key 3 delegate or a core delegate, who must be a registered leader in the unit. So if you've been using a parent in your unit to do your rechartering for the last few years, you must make that parent a registered leader before they can do that for you this year. And the easiest way to do that is to just make them member of committee so they can continue doing what they've been doing for you, and then you have to change them into a key 3 delegate. The chartered organization representative, or the core, or their delegate will be the only one approving charters. The institutional head has been removed from the charter signing process. The unit leader will sign all youth applications. With help from unit leaders and parents, updates to member information will be done by the member or the parent in my.scouting. And the commissioner team are additional resources for questions, problem solving, and friendly advice. And in Quivira Council, we've been training the commissioners in rechartering since the end of September. How to make recharter easy. Get Ready doesn't require internet rechartering. You do your homework first. Be sure you have all rechartering members already on your unit roster, have all their documents, all their signatures on their applications. Members are in the correct age group. So youth 17 years and younger, adults 18 years and older, get all their cub ranks correct. And you know in which unit each member will pay their registration fees before you begin the roster update process. The council cannot make fee payment adjustments for multiple registered members after the recharter roster is submitted by the unit. That will be a national refund, not a council refund, if you paid online. You should develop a plan for completing Get Ready, Get Set, Get Done for your unit, assigning tasks and due dates. Publicize the dates pertaining to unit members. So you need to collect their fees. You need to have them in my.scouting, updating member information or parent-child information. Monitor progress to assure that tasks are completed on time. New this year for commissioners and DEs, we will be able to see real-time what the rechartering process is within the council. We can get reports on every unit as we need them. So real time this year through our accesses in My.Scouting as commissioners and district executives, we can keep up with everybody that's logging in, and we can help you along the way. And please be thorough and accurate in the information that you put into My.Scouting, because that will now feed directly to the Recharter system without you having to do anything in the Recharter system. For all Methodist units, units chartered to a Methodist church will have changes this Recharter season. And if you are in a Methodist unit and you do not yet know that, please email the quivira.high.plains with the fact that you would like to be included in the Methodist church discussions, and we will get you on that distribution list. But every Methodist unit will go through re-registering this year, not rechartering. Methodist church units will use Internet Charter Renewal 2.0 to register and pay member fees for each youth and adult member if you have not already found a charter partner to move your units to. Any unit that is still chartered to a Methodist church unit will not pay the $75 unit fee. If you are still using the Methodist church as your chartered partner, when it's time for your unit to update your roster, if you see the $75 unit fee assessed to you, stop immediately and contact Jan at the council office. She is the only person in the council that can remove that fee from your unit, because that is a behind the scenes software code that Jan has to put in. You can't get it removed just by saying you don't want to pay it. Jan is the only one that has the ability to remove that from your recharter fees. And Methodist church units are currently extended to March 2022, but every effort needs to be made by Methodist unit to find a new charter partner before March. And your commissioners are here to help you in this process. So, because it's coming up to the end of the year, other end of year reminders, your Journey to Excellence paperwork is due, and for information on how to do that, there's the Journey to Excellence website. And all merit badge counselors for troops must have their renewal paperwork emailed to Jan before December 15th. And if you need help working through that process, quivira.org advancement has all the information needed on how to renew a merit badge counselor. And that's at the bottom of the advancement page for Quivira. Wrapping up. Thanks again for taking the time to make administration of scouting more efficient. I guarantee that the Recharter software will be easier this year because all of your work has been moved to My.Scouting. And many thanks to Sam Houston Council for creating this presentation template. And this is, once again, the Quivira Council Commissioner email to ask questions and get help for Recharter. Please, 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 all units, contact your commissioners first. As you know, we have many new council employees that have not been through a Recharter before and will be probably stumped at some of your questions. So we can let them focus on learning their DE job. We need you to contact the commissioners in your district first, please. All right, I am done. Kevin, do we have any questions in the chat that I can answer?
We will in just a moment. Couple of just housekeeping pieces. The link to the online training that we're borrowing from, was it St. Louis? We'll make sure we've got that up on the council website, as well as when we post this video, this will be posted as well. We will also have something, we'll have a form or a document of some sort, so where everybody can identify who their commissioner is, who their point of contact is for their district, just for ease of use. Because I know a lot of the folks on here, if they're new, if this is the first time, they may not know who their district contact is. So as we go, all right, what if a member needs to have more than one attachment? I think we covered that in a couple of ways. It was covered in the chat and the presentation. So coming down, what is the process for using CanCare? And so anything, you can pay for Recharter Online, but if there are any accommodations that need to be made, either financial aid or CanCare, then you will want to pay for your Recharter at the council office when we can make those accommodations and receive the files, process the financial aid, that sort of thing, and lower the fee to the unit. If the unit pays online, there's no way for us to refund those fees once that is done. So you'll want to just come into the council office. We can take a credit card this year at the council office, but the same processing fees that would affect you online would affect you at the council office. From Dennis, we have several adult leaders that are locked out of Scoutbook and can't renew their YPT training. How do we fix this?
Jan.
Yes, I mean, honestly, the quickest way to do that is to email Jan. Do me a favor, Dennis and everyone. Feel free to CC myself and quivira.high.plains@gmail.com. By the time this comes around, we may have someone else at the office trained to handle these, and it would be nice to direct all of those towards one person. So if that update does come out, we will let you know. But in the meantime, shoot it to Jan or janet.quincy@scouting.org, but carbon copy quivira.high.plains and myself, kevin.gorman@scouting.org.
Will do. Yeah, because we right now we have 5 adult leaders that cannot access Scoutbook and can't renew their YPT training.
So, all right, yeah. So that's our best bet there. And honestly, Dennis, go ahead and shoot me a note on that tonight or tomorrow. Okay. I would love to. We've got a couple admin staff that are generally new to the council, and I can't promise anything, but it would be wonderful to train one of them on that, just to route it off of Jan's plate if it's possible. And I don't know if it is, but we can definitely try.
If it's a login ID or a password issue, Jan is the one that has to create a ticket for that.
Okay.
So if that's the reason they're locked out, then that can only be done through a ticket.
I know most of them are from multiple BSA ID numbers.
Okay. In that case, we need to get Jan to connect the best BSA ID to each of the units.
Okay.
And for the most part, the best BSA ID is the one that has youth protection on it.
Okay. I'll research all that before I send it.
Once again, Jan is the only one that can fix that. So if there are multiple IDs existing for a single person, Jan has to go into the multiple IDs, figure out where the current youth protection resides, and attach that BSA ID to all of the units. So Jan is the only one that can fix that also.
Okay.
And a good clue to that is if the member's name, address, phone number, or email is different across all the units, that is a good indication that they have multiple BSA ID numbers.
All right.
That is a common error that we see in Recharter time.
Okay, so next we've got Leslie. So all parent connections need to be connected and they need to make sure to update it.
Correct.
Okay. And
that is especially important for lions and tigers, that they get their youth, that the youth gets the adult partner connected to them.
All right. From Joseph Heil, youth turning 18 in 2022 and want to continue as an adult should Recharter as youth, but when do they need YPT and background check?
The 12:01 a.m. on the morning of the day they turn 18.
Perfect. All right. Lynn with crew 117, do we use our current Methodist and church and COR? I think Vicky covered that pretty well. Big picture, if you have not been involved in the conversations, kind of moving all of that forward, feel free to give me a call or shoot us an email. Again, kevin.gorman@scouting.org. Because we've got
the quivira.high.plains email for any Methodist Church questions, and we will get you connected to the Methodist Church discussion threads, emails, trainings, Zoom conversations.
Yes, and all of those are currently available on under the resources page on the Quivira Council website. If you scroll down, there's a section called UMC resources that has all of our Zoom trainings, all of our other materials are linked there. And big picture, Lynn, we're going to get you taken care of.
Yeah, no, we have a new organization identified. I just didn't know if it's supposed to, if we should, start to work with them right now, or, get through Recharter with the Methodist Church and then start the new year, or start anyway. So we'll talk.
Lynn, this is Vicki. Please email quivira.high.plains and let us know that you have a new chartered partner identified, and we will assign a commissioner to work with you to get the new unit application for your partner. For any Methodist Church unit on here, as soon as you identify your new partner, send an email to the commissioner email, and we will get you a commissioner assigned to help you through the new unit process.
And they may already be there.
Adam's already on it.
Beautiful. All right. Yay.
Thank you, Lynn. All right. Who will be helping us with these? If we have questions, Jan or Commissioner, shoot. So Leslie, shoot the questions to your commissioner first. In WB, I'm guessing this is Leslie Williamson. In WB, that would be Vicki and Heather and the WB commissioner team. So we'll get you taken care of there.
Oh, by the way, on the Recharter website for Quivira Council, which is quivira.org/recharter, there is a link to 2021 district commissioners. And as soon as we get all of the elections done in December and we know who is the district commissioner for 2022, we will update that. But as of right now, using quivira.org/recharter, you can go to the commissioner link and find out who your district commissioner is as of today.
All right, working our way down, we've got a note from our council commissioner, Heather, that the deadline for merit badge counselor renewal is earlier this year. They must be completed by December 15th, or they will be dropped from Scout Book and no longer eligible to be a merit badge commissioner or merit badge counselor. I apologize. From Joseph, can merit badge counselors complete adult registration application online?
They do not need to. Because actually, yes, they do need to complete an adult application. They cannot do it online for Quivira Council because that function is turned off for our council. They need to provide a paper adult application with the correct merit badge counselor code, because they will be assigned to the council charter and they will not be charged the adult fee. Merit badge counselors are non-unit and non-fee paying positions. So you can use anybody in the community as a merit badge counselor, and they do not have to be charged a fee. They do need to provide an adult application, a background check, and proof of youth protection. They also have to fill out the merit badge counselor application, where we gain other information about the merit badges they want to counsel in. So you have to provide all of that for a brand new merit badge counselor. If you have a merit badge counselor already existing on the council charter, they need to provide the merit badge counselor information form and not a new application. If anybody didn't understand that, please email quivira.high.plains and we will send you that out in a written form. And you can also access that through the council internet advancement website, or the council website advancement, which is listed on the right-hand side under more, and scroll down to the words advancement, which are right above the words recharter. So you can go to advancement to find out about merit badge counselors, and the very next pick is recharter. Next question, Kevin. Kevin's still on mute according to my screen. There.
From Sherry, do parents update on my.scouting or Scout Book?
My.scouting.
Okay.
That is, my.scouting is directly tied to internet advancement, and which is directly tied to Recharter. That is what is new this year for the Recharter software. It is not a rewrite, it is complete new software that now works with my.scouting in internet advancement.
All right. From Bill Matthews, do we need to update our FHOD account info? Can we do that online?
You can download the FHOD form, and you only need to do it if you want to change the people in your unit that are allowed access to your unit funds that are held on deposit at the council office. So all of that, all of those forms that we collected last year are still good until you tell us those people need to be removed and you need to add more people in. But the FHOD form is currently active and available on the Recharter webpage.
All right. I would just like to recommend that everyone, as they're kind of digesting this tonight, before they let themselves feel too overwhelmed, take a moment to watch the video that we're going to post tomorrow. That kind of walks you through what it looks like. It definitely is not as intimidating as it seems, especially once you've kind of got your ducks in a row with all your leaders and that sort of thing. You know where you're going. It really isn't as bad as it seems, and it's much easier than prior years.
Yeah, you can go and watch the St. Louis video tonight. That link has already been put on the Council Recharter webpage.
Perfect.
It
Thank
is
you.
like 28.5 minutes long, and it is strictly how to use the software, and it is very good.
And it may almost be worth watching that and then coming back to this for Q&A as if you aren't sure about things.
Yeah.
Vicki, I know we can't do a round of applause, but ladies and gentlemen, I know it's a lot to take in, but thank you so much to Vicki for taking the time to go through it all and to be so incredibly thorough. It's really helpful because as much as, that one piece, all, 7 out of the 9 things on the page may not affect you. They all affect somebody, and to have them all here in one place and one resource, we're very fortunate to have Mrs. Vicki Cannon helping us out. So thank you so much. Jeremy and Sarah Booth, how many adults youth must be primary to Recharter? That's a great question.
That varies between Cubs to packs to crews.
Well, let's answer it for Cubs and troops, if we can.
For Cubs, for all units, you need a core, a committee chair, and a top unit leader. In Cubs, you need a DIN leader, and I believe it's either a pack trainer or a new member coordinator. At the troop level, you need the 3 adults, I think is the minimum.
And the beauty of the system is that it will let you know. If you try to process, it'll flag. What's nice is if it's something like that that's critical, it'll flag and tell you exactly what you're missing. So if you need to change someone's from committee member to new member coordinator or something, that it'll tell you that. What's nice is if it's a background check piece or a YPT piece, it takes you as your word that you are uploading those, and that'll be double checked at the council office to make sure it's come through. It will not stop you there. It will not shut the process down where you have to chase that down. It takes you on your word that you have uploaded it or gotten it to us at the council office, which is nice. As for youth, I think it is 3 has to be primary to the units, so as we are rechartering our crews, our various venturing crews, you want to make sure that the troops that they are in are making them secondary, at least 3 youth per venturing crew.
Your members of committee can cross over primary to multiple. And the core, of course, is primary to 1, but will show up on everybody's charter connected to that partner. So your core must be primary to 1 of the units, and they will be multiple in the other units. Did that help answer that question? And of course, as youth, we need 5 youth on the roster. If you do not have 5 youth on the roster, you're not going to be able to finish. You need council permission to finish your charter. If you have 4, 3, 2, or 1 child on your roster, you need council permission to finish your charter.
So we just got a question. I'm looking to see if Don is still with us or Ron is still with us. The question from the booths, do they have to be a primary? We have a new Cub master who's currently primary in the crew. Does he need to be primary with the pack?
Yes.
So
he needs to switch his multiple, and whoever goes first. So the crew will be going first. The crew needs to switch him to multiple, and the pack needs to take him as primary. The top unit leader and the committee chair need to be primary to their units. The core has to be primary to one of the partner units and will be multipled in the others. So if you're with a partner that has multiple units, the multiple units must make sure that they're not all paying for the core. Only one of you has to pay for the core. And we had to fix that in the council office for many partners through January to March this year. Because we had to make sure that multiple unit partners were paying for the core once, or that they weren't overpaying for the core. So you guys, we have to have you guys coordinate that this year, because we cannot give back money to any unit that did not code the core correctly. That's a national refund, and we can't do that at the council level. And we
All right.
cannot fix your fees after you hit submit, which is very important for people that are asking for council financial aid. And the council financial aid request form will be up on the council website for Recharter once we get it figured out. And so give us another couple of weeks to figure that out, but it will be ready by the time you guys all enter the charter system.
All
In the
right.
next couple of weeks.
Next question from Leslie, and I'm thinking this is a scout book piece. What if my unit is showing as a boy, but as a boys only, but it should be family? Is that a Be a Scout pin piece, Vicky? Where do we change that?
I would contact Jan for that question. Jan might be the only one that can change that after it's been input into the system. I am not sure on that.
Registrar is the only
That
one who
sounds
can
like a
change.
Jan.
Perfect. Thank you, Ron. So awesome. Can the COR serve as another key 3 position?
No, not
Committee
key 3.
chair,
Yes.
Oh, yes, cores can duplicate as committee chairs, but that's the only thing they can duplicate as.
Okay.
Because they could be core and committee chair across all their units, if that's the case, but that's the only place they can.
Okay.
Core is the only member of that key 3 that can duplicate across. Everybody else has to be an individual. Don't have to be primary, but it has to be an individual. Sorry for thanks for the correction, Ron.
All right. Leslie just says that shows an advancement. It's showing his family in her system, so we'll get her figured out there. Any other questions? I haven't been watching hands up. I don't see any hands up. All right, I think we will get a list of who district commissioners are. Of course, Prairie.High Plains is a direct line to Vicky. And we'll go ahead and watch the other video. Feel free to check in on this again, start working on getting your ducks in a row, and we are here for you. Hopefully this will be an incredibly easy situation in transition to this process this year. As we were talking earlier, I actually heard about a unit that was able to knock it out in about a half an hour once they had their ducks in a row. So, all right, any other questions? Any other reason to stay on?
Thank you all for showing up tonight.
Yes, this was fantastic. We appreciate it. Again, Vicky, thank you so much. Ron, thanks for hanging in with us. I know it's an hour later there, so we appreciate you staying up. And yeah, everybody have a great night. Have a great week. And yeah, we'll go from here.
Ron, do you want to stay on, or are you ready to leave?
oh, I can stay, that's fine.
Okay,
Vicky, is there value in me continuing to record, or should I go ahead and stop?
you may stop the recording.